Hey everybody, it's me, Chris. How are ya? It's GTC Newsroom. We're doing that again. Doing a few less of these than we planned on doing, mostly because just wanted to make sure the stuff that we're gonna do is worth it. So, we're gonna have a good little episode today. I know a few of you out there are watching, and so appreciate you being here. First of all, I got to do a big shout out to Detailing Group, who is our primary sponsor for just about everything. And we're going to actually talk about each of these here. Detailing Group, if you need any detailed three-dimensional steel structure drawings or concrete, wood, whatever, these are guys you need to know if you're an architect or know an architect or a mechanical engineer, somebody that builds structures. This is a group you need to know about. So detailinggroup.com. Check them out. One of our other sponsors, Metropolis.com. They work in the telecommunications industry reporting on phone system stuff, right? Call center, wallboards, call reporting, hospitality, call charging, all that kind of stuff. So if you don't even know what that means, you probably don't need them. But tell your friends about them because you never know just who you might run into. Of course, we can't also forget that we currently have Digit Gaming Academy, or Digit Gaming Edge now, who is a sponsor of the World Cup as well, and their own series, which we're going to talk about here in just a few minutes. But we can't talk about that till we talk about HyPrix. I mean, come on. This guy has put together some of the best graphics I've ever seen on any broadcasts anywhere, and he just makes us look good. I just ramble on and say stuff. Andy, he just rambles on and talks about stuff. Tatiana, we just talk about racing stuff, but all the pretty stuff is because of them. So go check them out. hypre.com.mx, that's the website. You can check them out, get a hold of them, or join us on our Discord and at discord.gtchampions.com, and you can find them there. So there you go. So we're going to talk about a couple of things today. First of all, we're heading into the final round of the Digit Gaming Edge 20K series. We should be calling it the 21.5K series because he's grown 1,500 more subscribers in the last month and a half or so. So congratulations to you, Mihail. That's a good job, man. Digit getting the subscribers going and putting out some really good content. So make sure you check out his YouTube channel as well. Some of you may be here from his YouTube channel, so we're kind of sharing people, or trying to share some people out. So we have our last race, round 4 at Le Mans in 3 days. So on Saturday evening here in the States, or Saturday afternoon, it's going to be Group 1 cars out at Le Mans, and it's going to be 9 laps. And they have to run 3 sets of tires with 3 laps each. So essentially, it's going to be who decides to run which car and which ones are better on fuel and tires. And there's a million combinations for these drivers to figure out. So it'll be really interesting to watch that race. We're going to have our Division 1 race. Then we're going to have our Division 2 race. So we'll broadcast those back to back. So stick around for that. So that is what's coming up. We're going to be out at Le Mans in the Group 1 cars for the final round out in France. And it's going to be a challenge because they have to run the 3 different tires. And so it's going to be interesting to see who runs what at the beginning of the race. Does everybody go hard, medium, soft? Or does somebody jump on the softs to try to pull away? Do you stay on the mediums? There's a million options. Plus, there's every kind of car. I think there's like 50 different Group 1 cars you could choose from, or some big, huge number. So they're going to have to figure all that stuff out. So yeah, that's what they're going to be doing there. So that's what we'll be doing there for the final round. Currently, the leader in Division 1, I believe, is Mazda, and in Division 2, you would think, hey, Chris, why don't you have that information available to you? Like, why don't you have it on your screen where you can just tell everybody what it is? Well, because I wasn't smart enough. But LTM Lippy is the points leader in Division 2. He's got 54 points. Millet has got 43. So it ain't over until this fat guy sings. So hang out for that, guys. It's going to be fun. All right, let's see. What is next? Well, you can see there we've talked about Digit Edge. Let's talk about GT Champions All-Stars event. So we're going to be out at Road Atlanta. And we're going to be in these old GT500 cars. And it's going to be epic. I mean, well, we also got the Silhouette out there, which is wildly different than the Nissan and the Supra, the Supra, right? Wildly different car than those two. But we'll see how it goes, right? It's going to be a lot of fun. Yours truly will get to race. It's going to be so much fun. So we have drivers from all 4 divisions, the top few drivers from each of the divisions, and then myself and Tatiana as the broadcasters get to participate. Andy, or also known as Urban Pirate, was gracious enough to do the broadcast for us. So now Tatiana and I get to race against all these fast drivers from Division 1, 2, and 3 that we never get to race around. So that's going to be loads of fun. As a matter of fact, the grid order was set out just the other day. So it was all done random. So Igorski and Venom mixed all the names up and they drew them out from backwards to forward. So they started at 15th and worked their way all the way to 1st. And this is the order everyone starts in. Personally, all I care about is this other yellow broadcaster one up there. Do you see that one in 4th place called Tatiana? Yeah, that's all I care about winning. As long as I can try to beat Tatiana. And I'm sure that Tatiana is feeling the same way too. Don't let Chris get past me. I don't know. We'll see. She and I chat and we have a lot of fun, and Tatiana is fantastic. But we got a lot of great racers. Lucas starting in the middle of the pack from D1, and Madsta starting from near the back in D1. I'm sure after the 90 minutes, he'll be right up there in the front. You know, of course, there's turn 1 at Atlanta, right? Everyone's going to be worried about going off the track there. Will I be singing? I'm not sure what I will be singing. I'm not singing on here, that's for sure. Not going to happen. So anyway, that's going to be our grid order for the race. And so DeTruth and Joey Cannoli are going to have the front row. And I know those first 3 people on there are all faster than me. So like I said, I only have one job, being the number 1 broadcaster driver. That's my division. So that's all I got to do is make that work. Anyway, all right. So we've talked about Edge. We've talked a little bit about the World Cup All-Stars and how we have this final race. And then I was just speaking with the folks at Digit Gaming Edge. And after the All-Star race is over, we're going to announce the prize that Digit Gaming Edge has offered to each of the winners from each division. And it's pretty epic. So you'll have to stick around for that. Maybe we'll do that next week when... next week I'm going to be sharing the interview I had with Mihail, or Digit. It's about an hour long, so I wasn't going to try to squeeze it into this one. But I'll upload that to the YouTube so you guys can watch that one. That'll be a lot of fun. Okay, so probably what everybody has been sitting around here just waiting for. Loser sings. Okay, yeah, if you subscribe... Okay, all right. Here we go. If somebody's watching right now, if you can get 10 new subscribers before this broadcast is over, I will sing a song. As long as I know the words to it. I don't know what the words will be. I also don't want to do it. So, but for 10 subscribers, I guess I can do that. I don't know what I'll sing. But I don't sing very well, and Tatiana will probably out-sing me. I mean, most women could. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. All right. So what did y'all come here for? There was something else we were going to talk about. What was it? We talked about Digit Gaming Edge. Talked about GTC. Oh, I know what it is. You guys wanted to talk about Porsche Cup and what that's all about. Yeah, so that's a thing, and that's happening. Do you want to know some information about it? Do you? Because I have it. It's right here. I just have to click this button. Once I click this button, that little screen behind me that's over there, that thing will change and show you some stuff about the Porsche Cup. I don't know if I should do it yet. What the heck? There we go. All right. So, folks, the Porsche Cup The first round, the first official round of 6 will begin on January 21st. But the qualifiers are beginning January 7th and 8th. I need to explain the qualifiers and how it's going to work. Registration is not open, so don't ask. I'm going to be opening that up this weekend, okay? But I need to make sure that everybody understands that don't register for this event unless you can make both days. Well, there's 3 days of qualifiers. So January 7th and 8th, there's going to be rounds of qualifiers. Here's how the qualifiers are going to work. You know what? Maybe I'll make this a little bit bigger so that you can actually see it better. So let's do this here. So we're going to have our D main. So starting there on the left, I can't show you my mouse, but starting on the left, we're going to have 3 heats, and they're going to be back-to-back, 30 minutes each. So the information is going to be in the rulebook and on the website, which we're going to try to release next week. So this is mostly just to letting you know that it's coming and to start preparing for it. But on the 7th, we're going to do the D main. We're going to have 3 heat races back-to-back, 30 minutes apiece, and they're all live broadcasted. Then what we're going to do is the next day on Sunday, we're going to have our C main. Then the following Saturday at normal race time, we're going to have our B main. So let me explain how this works. You could just look at the diagram, but I'll talk about it anyway. So we're going to take the first 3 heats, and all the drivers will just be placed randomly in these lobbies. Now, this is based on having 45 or more drivers that have registered for the event, right? And when we go to open it, it's the first 45 drivers that get the first shot at these mains. And if they don't show up, we'll bring in the next person and the next person and the next person. So don't sign up unless you are committed, willing, ready, able, you want to do this thing. The way it's going to work is we're going to have those first 3 rounds where everyone's random put in. The top 5 from each round goes to C main heat number 1, and they'll race each other. Okay? The next 5 will go to heat 2, and the next 5 will go to heat 3. Then they all race again. The top 5 go into the B main, and then the from each heat. Then the next 5 go into the B main, and the last 5 are out. Right? So only the top 10 will advance from the second round, which is on Sunday. So D main on Saturday the 7th. Everybody will move through to the Sunday races, or the Sunday heats. Only the top 10 from each heat in Sunday will progress to the following weekend's B main, which is going to be on Saturday. The top 7 from each heat move on to the main event, which is going to be the broadcasted event that everyone gets to go to. The 8th position in each of those lobbies will be put into a wild card draw for the last spot in the main event. Then what we're going to do is everybody, based on their finishing position in those heats, will be given a number, and they will be the reserves. And when they are ready, the first reserve will always get the first spot that opens up in the main event. If a driver misses 1 race, that's their drop round, because there's going to be only 5 counted rounds. They're going to have their missed or worst performing round dropped, so we'll only be counting their 5 best rounds. If somebody misses the first round, one of the reserves will come up and take that spot. If more than one is, we're going to keep bringing the reserves up, and they will fill in. That first main event will have 16 or 15 drivers in it, and yes, it's all Group 3 Porsche all the way through. If a driver that started the event misses the second round, we bring a reserve in. That driver's out, and you're not coming back, right? So if you're not committed to getting through this series, you shouldn't try to qualify for it, because you're gonna just make it harder on everybody here, and you're gonna knock some people out that would really want to participate in it. So make sure you're looking at the schedule before you enter, making sure you can meet those days. Like I said, you can miss 1, but if you miss 2, you're out. That reserve driver's taking your spot, and they're bringing their points with them. So a reserve driver can score really good points in each race if he's just filling in for somebody, or she, right? We see you, Hannah. All right, so that's how the qualifier format's going to work, right? So the Oops. I just did an oopsie. Hold on one second. I clicked the wrong button. Where'd I go? Wait a minute. Nope. Hang on. Stand by. Yeah, there I am. Okay. So anyway, that is how this one is going to lay out. So now, what this does is this gives each driver, if they screw up in the first round, they get knocked off the track, or they make a mistake or whatever, they get one more chance to get to that top 5. The problem they're going to have is all the top drivers that didn't make mistakes are going to be there with them. So they're going to have a really hard time getting, not hard time getting through them, but they definitely are going to want to work at it, right? So this is a more limited series than we did last season, and there was 2 reasons for that. One, we're trying to keep the top division full, right? We will have the opportunity, and we haven't sorted out the details or the schedule, for the Division 2 drivers to practice and race off stream, off broadcast, but they'll get a chance to race. We won't be keeping points for them, although we could and we might. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But the idea would be is that our primary lobby will be full with 15 drivers every single round. So that's what we're going to do. And guess who's doing all of this for us? HyPrix. That's right. HyPrix. I said it. It's the HyPrix Porsche Cup once again, Season 2. So he is going to be taking care of everything for us and making it all look pretty. So like I said, qualifiers, January 7th. That's the first race day for qualifiers. January 8th will be the next race day for qualifiers, the very next day. So when the schedule comes out, make sure you look at it. Make sure that you can make it through here. They're going to be 60-minute races with a 10-minute qualifier. Now that we have those in the game, that's going to be awesome. So we don't have to worry about formation laps like we did last season, right? Remember that? So now we'll do the 10-minute qualifying, and we'll do set by host if we have any red flags or anything else like that. 6 races with 1 drop round. They're going to start at 6 p.m. Eastern time in the United States. So that is about 2.5 hours earlier than we normally run the World Cup for all of you over in the UK and Australia and New Zealand and Malaysia and Germany and Canada and Mexico and every other country we've had participating in this. So keep that in mind. It'll be a BOP with no tuning, right? I'm going to broadcast all of it live. Light damage, all the tires you want to use, and you can take fuel and tires whenever you want. It doesn't matter. The fuel and tire wear will be at 2x, and you can pit whenever you want. Open pit. This is basically get your car, get your tires, run whatever you think is going to get you around the track in less time than everybody else. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a good time doing it. So that is what's happening with the Porsche Cup, people. Now, what I want to look at is see, does anybody have any questions? Because that was a lot of stuff to kind of put out there all at once, right? So if you have any questions, let me know right now. Otherwise, I'm sure we'll see some questions popping up. The Discord channels I have been sneaking little bits of information in there just to kind of let everybody know what's coming. I will plan on opening the registration probably this weekend so that you can start registering for the event. So just stay tuned for that. We will announce it on our Discord first, so you'll need to be a member of our Discord if you want to get into the first 45. All of our members get first crack at the registration. Once we give about 24 hours for drivers in our Discord to register, and if we don't hit the 45 by then we will open it up to the rest of the planet. Maybe I'll make it 48 hours. Maybe I'll do this Friday night and let it go till Sunday night. And then we'll send it out to the rest of the world for them to know it's going on. So just pay attention to the Discord. You guys will see it all. Okay, requirements for the reserve drivers. All right, good. I'm glad you asked. So the requirements are you need the car, you need the livery, right? There are livery requirements just like last season, and all of this stuff is going to be introduced next week on the website. So the rule book, the website, all the stuff that we need to have. Pixtec and I have already talked about it, and we're pretty sure we can have those details up next week. Today is just letting you all know what's a-coming. And that January 7th and 8th is the big weekend for the qualifiers. So you're going to have to race 2 days on a weekend, right? Now, they're only half-hour races, so you need to carve out that time to be there for both of those. And no, there's not a way for you to mid-season register to get into Division 1 or Division 2 or anything like that. It's all or nothing. So we'll hopefully that works out. But the way the reserve drivers work, like I showed you here, in fact, let me bring this back up. So in the B main, the top 14 are going through. The two P8 drivers, we're going to draw from them. One of them is going to get in. The other one will be the first reserve. Then the 9th place drivers will be the second and third reserves. And then the 10th place drivers will be the third and fourth. Yeah, third and fourth, whatever it is, in that order, right? So that's how we're going to stack them up. No, I have not figured out how the 9th place drivers from each side are going to, how we're going to decide between them. And maybe what we'll do is I'll look at their overall performance through their rounds. And whoever performed better in their rounds, then they would get the first shot at it. And then the second 9th place driver. And that's pretty much how it's going to work. And we would call them up because we're going to make a little bit of, it's not a change. We're going to enforce a 24-hour RSVP on our Discord. Most of you watching already know what that means. Essentially, we put out an RSVP in the Discord for each group. And when we put that out, the drivers will have until 24 hours before the race to say, are they going to make it or are they not? And if you don't say that you're coming, I am giving your spot to a reserve. Even if you say, oh, I can make it now. Well, if you put a maybe, then that's fine. Maybe holds your spot. But if you don't respond at all, your spot's gone. Reserve's taking your spot, and you don't get to come in a race. It's just too much work to try to last minute these reserve drivers into the race. So we'll figure that out. Just pay attention, and we'll get that stuff together. So yes, the reserve pool will be created at the end of the qualifier. The qualifiers are 7th and 8th. Then the following weekend, which is, I forget what that is. That's going to be the that's going to be the 14th. So the 14th of January will be the final heat. That after that race is over, the next race starts on the 21st, which is the following weekend. But we will have the entire reserve list built, ready, and listed afterwards. So probably on Sunday, I'll have the Sunday the 15th. I'll probably have the list out of all the drivers, who's in the big show, and who's not, and who the reserve drivers are going to be. So that's coming in January, right? So you never know, because we could get this new update, and I may even change the tracks. So we haven't released what the tracks are yet. So just keep that in mind. I mean, I could tell you. Do you want to know? Do you guys want to know what the tracks are going to be? I mean, I don't mind sharing what my thoughts are, but if we get another track, I might switch those tracks around. You never know. You know what? Let me just do this. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to tell you. I don't have them on a graphic. I'm just going to tell you what the tracks are going to be. Okay? I'm not going to tell you the the time of day or any of that stuff, so you can't start practicing. But I can tell you that Red Bull Ring will be in this event. Road Atlanta will be in this event. Watkins Glen Short Course will be in this event. Daytona Infield will be in this event. Etopolis and Trial Mountain. Those are the tracks thus far. Of course, those could change if the new update coming out, is that this week or next week? Forget when it's coming out. Those tracks could change, because if we get a new track, we are doing it. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a super speedway and that's all it is, then we won't be doing that, because that'd be no fun. Super speedway and Porsches. I mean, I guess it could be fun. I don't know. We'll see. So none of that's in stone yet until we get it on the website. So like I said, this is just letting you know kind of how it's going to work. All right. Boo the short Watkins. Well, you know what? It's an hour-long race, and that turn coming out of the chicane, that long turn back towards the grandstands, that one you just have to get it so right. And it's going to make for a lot of fun, close racing. It's going to keep a lot of the cars closer together instead of being spread out. So, we'll see. Like I said, it could change. It could change. We might go to the full course. I don't know yet, right? Have you ever seen me do anything normal in the Porsche Cup? We did test course. Remember when we did test course last season? And how much everyone thought they were going to hate that, but then how much fun that track was? We were like, why are we racing Group 3s on that track? So maybe short course is good. We get that. We get turn 1. We get up through the S's. We get the bus stop chicane. Then we get the long right-hander. And then it's a sprint down to the final 2 corners, right? We're just cutting out a bunch of extra corners. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. I'm allowed to do whatever we want, right? Anyway, all right. I think that's going to be it for me, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. It's going to be a lot of fun this time around. We're going to share this link out, make sure people can go back and see what's going on. So pay attention to stuff. And it's going to be coming soon. So stay tuned because we'll be sending out registration hopefully this weekend. All right. Thanks, everybody, for coming by. We'll talk to you guys next time. Out.